Yeah, bro.
God damn. Something new, dude. Something new. You really are a busy motherfucker.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review podcast. Man, I got a really cool guest today. Somebody that is quickly becoming someone special to me, man. This is Sean Condon. He runs VERTEX Bootlegs on Instagram. Dude, I met Sean in the weirdest way. He did some artwork for some bands that I was working with, and we just kind of crossed paths that way, and now we're becoming friends. And I wanted to talk to him on the show and talk some screen printing, talk some music, and just kick it. So, what's up, Sean? How's your day going, bro?
Going pretty well. Just getting stuff situated for the show. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm chilling, dude. Still fighting whatever the hell I got going on with my sinuses. Other than that, man, I'm feeling pretty good, dude. Got a lot of stuff accomplished so far today. It's only like what 2:30 where I'm at, so I got a long time before my day's over with. So this is kind of relaxing to me to be able to do this in the middle of the day like this. Most people don't have time in the day; they do it at night, and
Right.
so I'm stuck filming with people at like 9, 10, 11, midnight.
Yeah.
Especially if they're in California, bro. If they're at Cali time, I could be up all night doing this.
Yeah, I don't know how I would be able to schedule it, the interviews and shit like that, like you do with the time zone switches and stuff. We're pretty close, just an hour difference, so it's pretty
Yeah.
easy. But yeah, LA, something like that.
Dude, you know what I did though? So I have a secret that most people, if they just paid any attention at all, would figure it out real quick. I don't work on Monday and Tuesday outside of label stuff and podcasting. So on Mondays and Tuesdays, I did that very intentionally. So over the weekend, I work at my store. On Monday and Tuesday, I do podcasting stuff. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm able to do my bartending gig. And then obviously just whatever else comes about.
You're
But
bartending too?
Yeah, bro.
God damn. Something new, dude. Something new. You really are a busy motherfucker.
Bro, I bartend like two to 3 days a week, and then I have the shop, and then the label, the channel stuff. So, you wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have like really bad ADHD, so all this stuff spread real thin kind of actually is beneficial to me, I think. But having being able to schedule it the way I need to has been immensely helpful. Like, shout out to Alamo Draft House for letting me have not be available Mondays and Tuesdays, and them not really complain too much. They did a little at the beginning, but they've been there a while. They've gotten kind of used to it now. But having Mondays and Tuesdays to kind of be able to be liquid, man, I can just kind of, okay, what time do you need me to be available? Oh, 6 a.m. my time because you're over in, somewhere in Europe. No problem. I'll just go to bed early and get up early and do it like that or whatever. So
yeah,
having Kron on the other week was awesome, bro. Like that band. Bro, I love that band.
Yeah, Kurt from Dismantled was talking about him, kind of got me into him, and they fucking rip. Some of my the local Detroit stations around here, like on podcasts, they're playing them now too, dude. They're sick, dude.
I feel like I got lucky, man. I got in on this European French dark wave, thug wave stuff like 2 years ago. Before I was even doing this channel, I was listening to it. Yeah, I just stumbled across some of it. It's very little, okay, and it's grown over the past let's say the last 12 months has been crazy with that music for me.
Oh yeah,
but a couple of years ago, I kind of stumbled into it. Partly it's because Richard from Bullshit Detector was into that stuff, and their music is kind of in that vein. And I was like, dude, this stuff's good, bro. Where are you coming up with the sound? And he's like, yo, listen to this. And he sent me a list of bands. He's like, we're not copying nobody because they don't sound quite like any of the other ones.
No,
but you can tell they're pulling just inspiration from a few places, specifically France.
Yeah, well, Bullshit Detector. That's kind of how I got into all the modern oi wave, dark wave shit that's going on. Like me and Bjorn go way back, and
word, that dude's awesome.
So Bjorn and we were in 2 different bands. I was in this band called the Chernobyl Babies, while he was in a band called Punks Attacks. And we used to tour together and shit like that. So we became really good friends. And that's kind of how I got in with Bullshit Detector and Richard and stuff like that.
Okay.
So Bjorn asked me to do some art for him. And dude, their music is just by far I think the best in that genre, in that vein.
I agree.
They're smashing it over anyone. Dude, Empire Down is sick as fuck, but Bullshit Detector is one of my favorite active bands around.
Well, those 2 bands are 2 of my favorite active bands.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I'm so pumped to be working with those guys because, like, I don't know how much I should be talking about this, but it looks like we're likely going to do a BSD Empire Down split 7-inch on 31 records, which means I'll probably be hitting you up for some artwork.
That would
but
be
for
sick,
anybody
man.
that's wondering, so here's the bullshit detector cover that he did for Violet Crown. It's like a 12-inch EP, and then he also did, for anybody that's familiar with my channel, you'll know that he did the Empire Down tape too. So it was actually a T-shirt.
Yeah, T-shirt
that he did for, golly, man, I hate when this happens. Whenever John, there we go. When John hit him up and then said, I need a shirt design. This is the shirt design. And then when me and John were talking about like covers for the tape, he was like, yo, I think dude would be cool with us using that artwork. And I was like, dude, get the okay. I like it. Let's just use that. And then I decided to put some like violet behind it, some like purple lavender color to see what that looked like. And then he was like, yeah, I kind of like that. I was like, dude, me too. Let's just go with that. And so we went like purple. It's this, it really matches the art style. Also, one of the things, so for VERTEX bootlegs, I love that you do this because I also do this, but not near as good a quality yet. I'll get there. I'm working on it. But he does like shirts for just bands he likes. And I saw this one online. It was like, I need that now. Like the US Bombs. I'm 42, bro. This is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah, man. I'm 38 next month, so it's about the same generation. US Bomb's a very important band to me growing up, and people seem to give up on US Bombs and Dwayne, but
that guy needs help more than
he does. He does. That's what I'm saying, man. Like mental health is a real issue, and homeboy's homeless out there.
He's selling like his personal skateboards and everything, like living out of a van. Now, look, on one hand, I admire that because like that's what we've all done.
Yeah.
But at his age, he's not young anymore, and he needs somebody to like if there's a way that I can put some kind of something out there in the ether to help him, like Sean, if you ever come up with something that you think I can post somewhere, please tell me, because like I've met that guy a couple times, but like I modeled my entire stage presence after that guy when I was doing my punk bands. Like the way he leans on the mic and holds it and does his like, I did that exact same thing. People are like, well, where'd you come up with that? I'm like, bro, I didn't come up with this, bro. This is like
Dwayne.
This is Dwayne Peters, bro. This is skateboard and stuff. But this might be the coolest shirt that I own right now because of the color.
Hell yeah. Yeah, see, I did that on the natural with the red. It's not selling, man. People do not like the natural shirts.
I do.
We're gonna do a black version with orange ink.
Dude, save me a
pretty
large.
Soon. Yeah, I'll get you one, dude. I'll get you one.
But I like that natural with the red. I think that's a really great color scheme. I also like red with yellow ink a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
I did a
ketchup and mustard.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think I have it right here. Nobody has this but me. I'm the only person who's got this shirt.
Oh, that's sick, dude. Hell yeah.
That's a 101 right there.
Did you print those up?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That was the first design I did for them.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't realize you did that design.
Yeah. That was the first one I did.
Now. Oh, you probably make way better shirts than I did then. Dude, I bootlegged a bootleg. That's awesome. No, yeah, I think why did I do this? There was a reason. Oh, Richard hit me up and was like, hey man, he was like, I'm not gonna get into their business. Something happened within the, like, not within the band, but like an outside source, I think, stole something from the guys. And they were like, I was like, yo, and he's like, it has something to do with he couldn't get shirts made. And I was like, bro, I got you. And I didn't have a lot of shirts, but I had like, I don't know, 22 or so black t-shirts. And I was like, I'll just print you a bunch of shirts. That was my like test print.
Yeah.
Sure. Just make sure it worked. I was like, I need to make sure the screen looks good. And I was like, well, I have this red shirt here. And I was like, yo, I got yellow ink somewhere around here. And I'm looking around. I was like, oh, I found it. I did it once. And I was like, well, I'm keeping that. I let it cure. And then I printed up some shirts they were black with gray ink. And gave them to him with that design. So
I got one of those black ones. Richard sent to me. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I printed those. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought you did. I was like, I think Randall did these. So
dude, that's dope. That's what a small world, man.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty badass.
Do what?
It's pretty badass. Like, no. I mean, I'm not like the biggest dude on technology or whatever, you know, like I kind of suck at it, but it's pretty fucking sick that we can do this kind of shit and like get to know each other,
Right.
you know, like through this medium or whatever, you know, like.
Well, I mean, I got a few people that I really like. I like your stuff. I like Give Up, of course. And then after that, it's like mostly music stuff. But like, I don't, Justin from the Havoc, he does screen printing stuff. So like, I can ask you and him for advice on like, how do I do this? I'm doing stuff. You can't see it. When we get off of here, I'm going to send you a picture of where I do this. You're going to laugh, bro. I literally have this office here is our master bedroom. Yeah. And then to my right is a walk-in closet. That's my closet, but it's also where I do all my printing.
Right. Yeah.
And so, yeah. So I'm looking at getting, I don't even have like a, what do you call those? The part that like holds the screen and it lays down and you squeegee it and then you pick it back up.
Oh, like the actual arms and stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't have none of that, dude.
Okay.
I do all this stuff by hand. I put a shirt on a table. Yeah, I put it, dude, I'm super like
that's
1997.
Yeah, dude. That's how Dwayne does all the shit, dude.
Dude, I feel like I'm that kind of guy. Like I've had people there like, bro, your shirts, none of them are like 100% the same. I was like, oh no, I tell you that on the post, like they're all going to be a little different. Like I'm
they're
like
all one of a kind, baby.
Yeah. Now they're not going to be janky, but they're not going to all look identical. It's impossible for me to do that. Nor do I want to. Like my style is so much more really, 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 really grassroots on purpose. I don't want it to be anything other than that. But I do like the idea of getting one arm to where I can do. I want to do some stickers. I used to do graffiti a little bit and more like just I would do stencil art on walls. I would create stencils and go up with and then run off more so than do like actual pretty artwork. Yeah. But I still like to make stickers and stuff out of my art that I create, whether it's digital or whatever. I still like to make a screen out of it and make it. So I'm looking at getting something that I'm going to send you to my dimensions later and say, hey, is this something that could fit? Could your thing fit in this? And you tell me if it could or not, because I'd really like to get just a little bit better quality out of my stuff. And then, I'm always trying to improve. Yeah,
dude, there's a lot of like good one arm, I guess you'd call it, presses out there.
Okay.
For pretty reasonable prices by like the same company that I bought my press from. And, a couple $100 you can have like the arm and switch screens and have like that registration and stuff like that.
Okay, that's not too bad, man. I'm always concerned that I'm going to buy something like that and it's not going to work well, and it's just going to be, I spent, let's say, $150 on something that I should have just spent the $220 on, and I didn't know that, so I bought the $150 one. Yeah. And then I get them, and they're both the same thing, but the $150 is just lower quality everything. Screws are lower quality, springs are lower quality. Welds, the little spot welds are lower. Like I just would rather pay and get the good stuff,
dude. When I got mine, if I would have spent like 400 extra bucks, I would have had a few more knobs that would have been very beneficial. And really? And I'm like kicking myself in the ass for not spending the 400 extra bucks, but it is what it is, man.
Dude, that money is hard to come by though, man. Like when I look at that, I'm like $400. That's almost enough for me to put out a tape. Like, I'd rather that's how my stupid brain works. I'm like, man, I could just do it by hand and not spend none of that money, put out a tape, and I get both. I could do the shirts. My wife's like, you do whatever you want to do. Like she's so just wants to see me succeed, but she laughs at me because my brain just
same here. Like I'm lucky I got like the most supportive wife, dude. I quit my job, my grocery store job, like what I fucking like had for stability.
Right.
She let me quit and cash in my 401k to do this shit full time. So
that's fire.
That's how I bought my press and stuff like that with my 401k and
all that. I met my wife in a grocery store, oddly enough, dude. A lot of small connections there. Yeah, I am really fortunate that she has an office job that's like part remote. Yeah. And so I'm able to do like the label and the channel, because ultimately the channel is what I want to do like full time. Right. If I can generate, let's say like $4,000 a month on the channel, and I know that sounds like a lot of money. It's not, dude. $4,000 a month for a family, that's gone in a heartbeat. But if I can generate $4,000 a month, then I would like her to quit working, or at least go to part-time, whatever she wants to do, really. But I want her to not have the stress of like having to do it. Yeah. And so that's my goal. I'm about 10% there, man. I make about $400 a month on the channel, which isn't a lot, but it's better than nothing.
Hell yeah, it is, man. And like, at least you're doing something like you actually enjoy doing. You get to chill and like, talk with people you like, shoot the shit about music you enjoy. And
the $400 a month, passion. What that does is that alleviates the need for some job that I hate. And so you know, another $100 a week in my pocket. Okay, cool. Then I don't need the full-time gig. I can do the part-time bartending, and that takes care of what I need to do. Because like the way we have our bill set up is crazy, man. Like my wife does all the like the rent, the phone bill, the car insurance. I pay my car note, but I do everything that's like extra. So any birthday stuff, any Christmas stuff, any grocery stuff, any out to eat, movies, any shoes, clothes, all that's on me. Yeah. Which works better for me because I can save up money, and then when it's needed, I go, here you go, and I just give it to her. And it works better for her because she's got a set amount every month she needs to get. And so we both operate we operate way better with this. We used to try to just pool our money together and do everything. It didn't work well, man. This is so much. We've been doing it like this for like 5-6 years, dude. It's working great.
It's yeah. We still gotta figure it out. Like how you said, like we're just kind of pooling it together right now. It's a little chaotic. It gets
Do you have
hectic.
Kids?
Oh yeah, dude. I got 2 kids. I got I got a 5-year-old and an 11-year-old.
Nice.
So like, yeah, it's fucking crazy over here. Like, me not working that job. Like, dude, sometimes it's tight. Like
we had to pull a little guy out of daycare last week. It was like no more daycare for him because we had to get a second car because hers crapped the bed. And so we was like, okay, well, this is our choice now. So like now during the week, I'm going to have to be a little less available. Whatever, man. That's my guy, dude. I'm not tripping. That's my little dude. He was running around with me this morning, man. His hair all crazy with his little dinosaur shoes on. Because I got 3-year-old, 9-year-old, and then my son turns 11 on next Monday. So
same age range, yeah.
But well, what got you interested in screen printing?
Dude, like a lot of my friends screen printed growing up and stuff like that. Like I was always friends with screen printers in all the bands like Chernobyl Babies and stuff like that. Dude, I'm in with Soap Babies. Ruben, he's one of the best screen printers I know. He plays drums in one of my bands. And I've just always been into like the graphic design shit. And I'm like, man, I'm always making t-shirt designs. It's like, I know I can do this. So
right.
I was like, I'm just going to fucking take the risk and do it. And I just bought the machine and I got the hang of it. Like I can pull out a pretty decent shirt.
Bro, your stuff looks great, man. The amount of consistency in your pulls on your white is shocking that it's just you.
Yeah.
Doing all this just by yourself.
Manual. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was a lot of testers, man. Like before I did that US bombs run, man, I was like, it took a lot, man.
You know, what's funny is that I use one of them cheap tricks, bro. Like whenever I'm doing a shirt like that, I make sure that the design itself has a lot of flaws in it. Yeah. That way, when I go to pull it, if there's any irregularities, they're unnoticeable. And it's to help me a little bit because I'm really bad about not wanting to send out something that is checking all the boxes. And so if I know that, like, okay, it'll just be easier for me to make these if I make them like that. Yeah. I don't sell a ton of my stuff. That's not really what my gig is. My gig is more the label. I do the shirts for fun, and I have a couple on my Bandcamp that I make and sell to people if they want them. You know, like the bullshit detector rat tail single. That artwork is an exclusive shirt for me. Like I'm the only one that has those shirts.
Okay, so, yeah, you did that shirt too.
Yeah,
on the red.
I don't even know, man. I've done the one that's got like the thug dude in the mask.
Yeah.
I can't remember what color I did those on.
I've seen those out there. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure somebody else has made some, but like he gave me the authority to make them on my
those are sick.
On my Bandcamp. So I guess I shouldn't have used the word exclusive. Because that word means one thing to me and it could mean something else to somebody else. I doubt I'm the only person that is ever allowed to make those. That's crazy. I'm not, but I have the rights to use those as my label shirt that I was in since because he gave me the right to do that because he called me out of the blue and was like, yo, I hate to say this, but I need tapes and I kind of need them quick, man. And I was like, bro, just send me the music. I got you. And he was like, oh, word? I was like, yeah, that's simple, dude. I've done a guy 20 plus years, bro. I was like, I didn't have to hear it. I was like, I don't care, whatever it is. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, just send it to me. I got you, bro. I was like,
oh yeah, that single's the shit too.
It's like, so good. I'm so glad I did it. I was so glad I did it.
Yeah. Oh, you would have regretted not.
Yeah. I'm on a good run right now, man. The last like 4 things I've done have really performed, man. The 2 bullshit detector tapes, the Generation Exit tape is freaking fantastic. I got a new stereo at work yesterday and I listened to that tape twice in its entirety. And then we did that Dylan LP, and then the Empire Down tape, it just looks so good, bro. That purple tape is badass.
Yeah, that purple tape is sick, man.
Wait till you see the Havoc tapes, man. I'm almost done with the artwork. And so, okay, so every tape I do, we do 100 of the tape, but then there is a label exclusive variant that is only for me. I send the band a handful to so they can have a couple for themselves, but I only make 31 of them. And so there's only usually about 20 floating around because I get one, my homeboys get one, the band members each get one. So there's usually about 20 to 25 floating around, but they're always a different color. So like with the Empire Down, we did the purple tapes, but then I did a split pink and blue.
Oh, cotton candy, dude. That's sick. I love that. I love that.
There's only 31 of those floating around, right? So for the Havoc tape, I was like, what can I do that I haven't done? Because I've done quite a bit of stuff. And I'm like looking at all my options on the website, and I'm like, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, ooh, silver's kind of cool. Ooh, chrome is even cooler. I'm like, oh, dude, like gold is dope. But they're really expensive. And I was like, man, I want something kind of flashy. And I'm looking, and I was like, that's it right there. I found a clear tape. It's all clear. The hardware's clear, everything. And it's got red glitter in it. And I was like, that's fire.
That's perfect, dude.
Yeah, and it's going to have, with a black single pad print, boom. I was like, dude, it's going to look so cool, man.
Yeah, that's sick.
I sent it to Justin, and he's like, yo, what? I was like, yeah, bro. So we're going to have the 100 are going to look dope, too, because they're going to be, I think they're going to be red clear with black hubs. So like black hardware, red clear. Dude, I'm working hard at everything I do. I want people to get it and look at it and go, oh, well, this is as good as this could have been. I don't think they could have done anything better than this.
Right.
That's my goal, man.
Yeah, that's the fucking way to do it, dude. That's very good mentality for like you're pumping them out quick too. Like,
yeah,
you've done a lot, dude.
Yeah, a little too quick sometimes, but I like it. It's fun. I'm working with some other bands like this band Prosthetic out of Oakland. They're really good, dude. Like I talked to those boys recently, and their band's good, man. It's like old school, like hardcore punk. Like it feels like Poison Idea. You know that band Restraining Order?
Yeah.
It's like that, but with like integrity vocals.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you interviewed them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I haven't caught the interview. I'll have to check that out.
Dude, we had a talk on that one, buddy. That was a good interview, man. We went like, this is like bros talking. That was like getting to know each other, but like our politics just immediately crossed. And like, while we have very similar ideals, I'm 42, they're not. So there's a difference in just the way we look at the world.
Right.
And they're not a whole lot younger, but they're like a decade younger or more.
Yeah.
And super good kids. And then we talked the Clash a little bit. I'm not a big fan of the Clash. I'm trying to learn about the Clash. I've always hated that band. And so I'm trying to like get into their music a little bit and like learn some of the history of the band. I've understood in the past like 6, 8, 12 months that like part of the reason I didn't like certain bands is because when I was younger, I only had access to a certain amount of stuff. And so when I went to a band, if I didn't like it immediately, I had to just kick it off to the side and go to another one. And so the Descendants, the Clash, the Ramones, it happened with all those bands. I was like, I didn't like it immediately. I just didn't feel it. And I was like, I'm not liking this, on to the next. And so I never like got into them. And so I'm having to come from the back door and go in and learn about them. And it's
well, now we have the ability to pretty much like thumb through an entire catalog of someone's, record history and you're bound to find something from the Clash that you think's fucking dope that you could respect.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Vocals, man, his vocals
really
are so bad, bro. Like, but here's the thing: is like I don't understand why everybody has to like everything. Like, why do I have to like the Clash? Why do I have to like the Descendants? Now, it turns out that I like the Descendants okay. Like, I like them way better live than I do on record, to be honest,
Yeah.
But everybody's so caught up in like, you don't like these guys, you're not cool enough. And it's weird, man.
Yeah, I don't really get into that. When I was younger, I kind of was like that. Like you almost had to follow the fucking rules or something. But now it's like, dude, who gives a fuck? Like I love the Clash, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, man, the Clash is my fucking favorite band. They're a fucking instrumental band to me. And no, like the Clash isn't like that to me. I respect them for what they are and their place in punk rock. And I think I feel that way with a lot of different bands.
Right.
That
it takes a certain amount of courage to be like, yeah, I'm not really into that band when I know I'm going to get crapped on. And I kind of stand on that. Like, I'm okay with getting heat from people. But like, I think part of it is that when I was young, speaking specifically about the Clash, do you like them okay?
Yeah. I like them enough,
so maybe you'll understand this then, because when I heard them, I heard like Rock the Casbah, Should I Stay or Should I Go? Even like White Riot. Like I heard some of their hits, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, these are okay songs, but I never went to their first album because that wasn't what was available to me. What was available was London Calling and Combat Rock.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't like those records. They don't like, to me, they were not sonically punk rock. They didn't sound like a punk band.
No, they're very radio friendly. But those albums, again, when I was younger, I fucking hated that shit. I hated like the Rock the Casbah Clash. I wanted the first record, like that elitist mentality. But I swear to God, dude, I'll go back to Combat Rock now and I'll fucking have a couple drinks and I'll start dancing, dude. Like I'll get into it. But my taste in music is much more open than it was growing up. Like I was a dickhead when I was a kid and would only listen to the fucking Casualties, So
no, well, I mean, we were all like that, and I think that I like the fact that I'm okay with getting older and then going back and discovering bands that I should have listened to in my 20s that now I'm becoming a fan of. Because like, here's the thing: I listened to a documentary, about the Clash while I was at work the other night, and it didn't like make me just suddenly like them, but I understood some stuff about them that I didn't understand to begin with. And my point has always been, well, they're not sonically a punk band. You're not going to believe this, dude. I listened to their self-titled album for the first time 3 days ago.
Okay.
And I didn't even listen to the whole thing. I actually paused it and was like, I need to do this on my channel. I need to go back. I listened to like 2 or 3 songs, and I was like, I need to go back and listen to this whole thing on my channel. People are going to lose their minds finding out that I've never heard this record.
Yeah.
When I didn't like the 2 big albums, I just never went deep. And I didn't. I'm like, man, I don't have time to care. I don't care.
Right.
And so now I got a little time, and it's in my best interest to go and rediscover this stuff anyways. I can make content out of it.
Absolutely.
And I can go learn something. So like, I'm okay with being wrong. I'm okay with learning. I'm okay with changing. And I'm okay with being like, oh no, I didn't like it then and I still don't now. So I'm okay with whatever the outcome is. But it's pretty interesting that I didn't even realize that I wasn't listening to their old albums.
But what's sick is like, you're going to go and rediscover that album now. Like you still get to like kind of experience that album because you didn't, you kind of brushed it off when you were younger, but now
I didn't know it even. I didn't even realize that I wasn't listening to the right stuff, dude. Like,
right.
Cause like, and I guess now I'm looking at things as of like maybe a week or 2 ago when this first popped up a month ago or so with me and Rob talking about it. Like, so when I say that they don't sound like a punk band to me, there's a difference to me in being in a punk band and being punk. They can oftentimes be done by the same people, but those are 2 different things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, you can look at somebody like KRS-One, not a punk band, very punk.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
I agree with that sentiment for sure.
Like Public Enemy, not a punk band, very punk rock.
Punk as fuck, yeah.
Yeah. And so when people say that the Clash is definitely punk, I'm like, no. They were punk ethos, dude. They're like their mind state. Yes, but their music after like the first album, as far as I can tell anyways, not so much to me. They're like, oh, but they had this in there. They had reggae. I'm like, yeah, exactly. They had a bunch of stuff that wasn't, they had disco, reggae, dance hall, whatever. It doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just
I think though, what with the Clash, like the difference between a Clash and a like Sex Pistols, Sex Pistols put out the one record and it was punk, it was as punk as the Ramones is, like it's
right.
Punk as fuck. They didn't last. They put out that record and it is historically one of the greatest punk rock albums. And the Clash, they were a band for much longer and definitely experimented with a lot of different sounds that they were influenced by and didn't really follow any particular rules, which to me is kind of fucking punk. Didn't follow rules. Very. And at the time, like Sex Pistols weren't following the rules. They kind of set the rules, they created the rules and the fashion along with like the Ramones, whatever. But the Ramones lasted longer than the Clash, and they kind of stayed relatively the same. But even some of those records touched some really weird spots, and they're all fucking good. And when I was younger, I'd hear some weird Ramone songs and be like, I don't fucking like this, dude. But now I go back and I like it, it's weird, you know. Like I'm not the hugest fan of those later Clash records either, but I can understand where they were just, you know, experimenting with what they didn't have the rules, you know, the rules weren't written for them to follow yet, you know, like they weren't, the elitists didn't exist, you know, like that shit came with like the Exploited and like the UK82 punks. The 77 punks had no fucking rules to follow, man. They could do whatever the fuck they wanted.
A lot of folks will take something that I say like that and think of it as like a diss, and I'm like, no, dude. It's just like, it's like an acknowledgement. It's like it's an observation. Like me saying that doesn't mean that doesn't mean it's good or bad. Like
I think it's a very interesting topic, dude. I like talking about it. The fact
people don't, dude. They go, no, Clash, punk rock, hard stop, and I'm like, look, dude. First off, I don't actually care that much. But if you ask my opinion, this is my opinion on it. And if you tell me I'm wrong, I would like a valid reason as to why. But, you know, at the end of the day, we can all say whatever we want is punk, and that's fine because I'm not the authority on it. I don't make the rules. This is just my channel with my thoughts on it. You can think different, man. It's okay. And even if you want to tell me I'm wrong, that's okay too. I don't get at it. May seem like I'm bothered. I'm really not. I'm always kind of uppity. I'm kind of an aggro, abrasive, loud talking guy. So I'm not really angry.
Passionate, dude. I get the same way.
Yeah.
Like I could give a fuck less about like labels on punk or whatever, but I, like you, I find it very interesting, you know, like that whole topic, like and the rules and the gatekeeping and stuff and what we all grew up with. It's fucking weird, you know. It's weird what we kind of all grow up doing and hopefully all grow out of. Like we seem to have, you know, like
it's okay funny. To a degree, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, you know, people are like, why even make a video about this topic? Why are you even talking about it? I'm like, why'd you click on it if you didn't want to hear about it? What are we talking about here? People, dude, I get
the fucking internet, dude.
Dude, facts. Hey, I'm gonna turn my fan on real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we get internet is a very strange place, dude. But I love doing all this stuff. I love talking about it. I like being wrong. I don't mind, dude. I don't care. It's all good. What are some of your you seem to post a fair amount of music that you're listening to, and I like that because there's so many bands that are like quote smaller bands that you'll never hear about unless you hear from somebody that you know. And this is why I continue to do this live stream on Sundays and just bring bands that I find and do it. And then I follow people like you and just all over, dude, tons of people. John from Empire Down constantly posting music that he's listening to. So what are you listening to like right now? Is there anything that's just like in constant rotation for you?
Well, the Reflectors right now is like the big record for me.
Okay.
You should definitely check that.
I'm writing this up down for sure.
They're a power pop band out of LA. They're fucking great, man. I'm pretty sure they're like touring in Japan or something right now, but they're fucking awesome. I just got the record from Kurt at Dismantled. He sent it over and that's in constant rotation right now. But I get a lot of my records and the shit that I post from Marco in London, the dude that sings for Digital Malaria.
Okay.
He gets a lot of stuff that I'd never heard of before and turns me on to. So that's kind of, he sends me a lot of records that I'd never heard of before. And that's kind of how I get into a lot of the weird obscure, like the egg punk shit, the more synthy stuff, the more weird, like garage punk type shit.
You know, I think we have a lot of overlap. I like a lot of what you're talking about here.
You know, you were playing like the GT on your channel. One of the days you were just chilling, listening to music. You played some GT. That's one of the synthy punk bands that I listen to a lot of.
They're called the GT. I don't even remember playing that.
Yeah, you played some of it, dude. It's real good. I wish my record collection was sitting right next to me. I'd grab
Is it called the GT?
Nope, just GT. Like
GT.
GT.
I'm gonna have to go back and find that because if you said it's good, I play so much stuff, dude. I'll play it a couple times and then I'll just never hear it again because it's just, you know, I try to buy as much of the stuff that I like as I can. Like I bought this band, the Circulators.
Okay.
Oh, come on, man.
Focus.
This is I feel like you would like this. You're talking power pop stuff. As soon as you said that, I thought of this immediately. Have you heard Kronstadt? Is that how you say it? KRONDSTANDT.
No.
Bro, I'm gonna send you a link, dude. I've listened. Okay, so this is on Sunday night. I just got on the live stream and I hit play on that record. I think I listened to like 4 or 5 songs straight through before I even paused to talk. Like it's been on constant repeat for me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna buy a copy on vinyl. I'm gonna find one for a reasonable price at some point. I mean, they're not too crazy right now, but I'm not trying to spend $40 on every record I buy because I buy a lot of records. So, but it is European, so it's not as easy to get a hold of. Bro,
Right.
you're gonna love this record, dude. It's so good.
Oh fuck!
But like
yeah,
the
dude.
whole thing's good. The whole record, front to back, it is like. There's no point to where you go, okay, I can stop now. You just go, well, I'm just going to keep listening to this.
Yep.
And then every record ends and you're like, okay, I guess I'm done now.
Dude, that's how that Reflectors record is.
Ooh.
Like once I get to the end of that B side, I'm like, I think I'm going to play the A side again. Like,
let's go
right away. It's good. Every song's catchy.
Is it a self-titled LP?
Yeah, I think it's just, no, okay. It's Going Out of Fashion or something like that. One second.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, dude, I think I've seen this record before, and I know you posted it. What's it called? Going Out of Fashion?
Going Out of Fashion.
I might have heard this before.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking killer, man. It's definitely one of my favorite records right now. My wife actually got into it before I did, and then
nice.
Kurt had got a few copies for his distro, and he had happened to sell some shirts I gave him, and he's like, hey, how do you want me to pay you out on these shirts? I said, send me that Reflectors record, bro.
Let's go. That's awesome. So, yeah, dude, my wife's a normie. So like it's our dynamic is very interesting. She likes punk rock, and I send her a lot of stuff that I think she'll like. Like she's more into the like rock and roll side of it all.
Yeah.
She really likes Rancid a lot, likes the Interrupters a lot. She's a normie, so she likes a little more accessible stuff. But when I send her stuff like the Circulators or Empire Down, dude, she jams it, bro. She likes it. So that's pretty fun. My kids are starting to get into punk music a little bit. I'm not trying to pressure them, but I really am like hoping like that they get into it.
Yeah, I pressure mine a little bit and they're not into it. They're not into it.
That's awesome.
But it's cool. It's cool. Like I thought that my kids would think I was cool because I was in a band or some shit. They're like, you're lame, Dad.
Bro, I thought that I was like, yo, I do YouTube. I own a record store. I got a label. I got tattoos. I make my own clothes. I was like, my kids are gonna think I'm the dopest dad ever. And like my daughter thinks I'm charming because she's still 9, but my son's starting to get to where he's just like, yeah, whatever, Dad. Like, sure, but just stay away from me. And I mean, once he hits like teenage years, I'm gonna be so miserable because I love my kids, bro. I'm such a dad, bro. I love having kids, man.
Yeah, but it's amazing, and it's unfortunate when you're not as cool as you think you are.
And you never are.
Yeah,
you never are.
It is what it is, though. Like,
yeah, that's funny, bro.
Yeah.
You know what's an interesting thing is that so on this channel, one of the reasons why I try to stay with current bands and I ask people every time I talk to them, hey, what are you listening to? Is because if you look back through my video history, I do a lot of like 25 years, 20 years, 30 years of this album.
I like that you do that.
I like that I do it too, but it keeps me listening to old music, and I want to also try to stay with modern punk rock, and at least in punk. I don't have to do it with any other genre, but with punk rock, I don't want to like stray too far away. I mean, this is my life's blood, man. I don't want to go too far away from it.
With punk rock, man, it's crazy. Like just in like the last 2 years, how much has been released and how much good shit has been released. Like I've spent more money on records in the last 2 years than I probably I have ever, like in a year period of time, like any amount of time. It's just unreal that my wife hasn't killed me with the amount of money I've blown on records.
Dude,
but
I'm telling you.
I can't sleep on all this shit. It's so good.
Well, I mean, we're having like this renaissance of physical media. I think 31 Records is fixing to start doing CDs again because they're not expensive. And people are starting to get into CDs a lot. And like my shop, I sell a lot of CDs, and I don't know, man. There is so much good music out there, and I understand that I can buy a digital copy on Bandcamp, and that's cool. If they're so far away, if they're in France and their record it's a 7-inch EP and it's $12.50, but it's $25 to ship it, I probably can't get that right now.
Right.
But I can throw them $6-7 to have a digital copy. That's cool.
Yeah.
But man, I want the physical copy, bro. Like when the internet goes away, I can still plug in and play by stereo.
Dude, that's the mentality I have too. I think the same thing, man. Like if they take this shit away, I want to be able to fucking listen to it still. You know, I don't want to lose it.
I need your phone number. I need your mailing address.
Yes.
And I want my records.
Yeah.
If I have
mail
all that,
order catalogs.
Bro, dude, I was talking to oddly enough, I was talking to Fat Mike about this, bro, from NoFX. And I don't even know how it. We only talked for a few minutes, but I was standing there with him in Las Vegas, and I was like, "I miss mail order," and he was like, "Yeah, mail order was great," and he was like, "It took a little while," and he was like, "But it was really organized," and I was like, "Dude, it was because you had to get like a piece of mail, so you'd have like your inbox would be and then you'd have like your processing orders box, and then you'd have like your outgoing box, and then your like completed box. So you had 4 boxes, right? Well, now it's all on a computer, so like it's really easy to get that all turned around.
It's a fucking mess,
dude. It's a nightmare, dude.
Yeah.
And so I still go and print physical copies of most of my stuff. Like if I have an order come in, I print a physical invoice. It's usually for me, but like
that's smart.
I go through reams of paper like you wouldn't believe, dude. But I'm an old soul, dude. Like I could have been born in the 50s or 40s and been all right.
Dude, I'm with you though about physical shit. I've always been that way. I've always been a collector, comic books, action figures, records. Like I've just my whole life just buying and selling shit, you know. I love it. I'll never stop. Even like when I do artwork for bands, I'll print out what I made them for myself, so I have like a physical print.
I do that too.
The poster I made for Bullshit Detector, you know, like I don't want it to just be on Instagram. Like I want to be able to have that.
I do it too, man. I do the same thing. That's funny, bro. Man, I had a question I was going to ask and I forgot it. Oh well, I guess it wasn't that important. Dude, I mean, the world is so strange, man. Like. You know what I thought I was going to have to do that I didn't, and I'm so grateful, is I thought I was going to have to invest a lot of my energy into TikTok. And like probably about 7 or 8 months ago, I decided, I was like, I think I'm going to stop doing TikTok altogether.
Yeah.
And I had like a viral video on there. It went like 3.6 million views. Like it did really well. But I got like no financial gain from that at all. Like I didn't make $1 off it. And I was like, well, if I can't make $1 off 3.6 million views, like what do I care about this platform? I don't really like it. I don't really understand it. And so I just stayed with what I was doing. I'm way happier that I got away from that, man. I don't know what made me think about that, but I was just like, oh man, TikTok. I think it's because all the stuff that we're doing, it's all geared towards like shorter and shorter, like attention.
That's what, like, I think that TikTok's geared towards that, like really short platform, short streams, you know, 2 minute, 1 minute. And I don't really dig that. If I'm going to listen to a podcast, like say I look up a podcast and I want a certain guest or something, I usually go for the one that's the longest. I want to hear what the fuck they got to say. You know, I enjoy the long format conversation, like that kind of podcast or that kind of content. But, you know, Reels and TikTok and stuff, people do like those short clips, like the generation below us. That's what they like. That's what they want.
Yeah, and it's okay. I mean, they can like that if they want to. I think I'm going to do all right without that.
Oh yeah, yes, you will. You will.
I had a guy that I was talking to about being a guest, and he was like, "How long do I need to have available?" And I was like, "Well, I shoot for 45 to 60 minutes, but we can go longer or I can go shorter." I was like, "But I won't do less than 30 minutes." I said, "If you're going to do 20 minutes," I said, "only a couple of people I'm willing to do that for." And that's because they're always on the road. But I was like, I would prefer 30 minutes or up because I need to have like I mean, we've already been on here for 43 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes by quick, it's man.
Easy.
And so, and he actually responded, was like, oh, I like that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure why he was asking. So I didn't know if he was just not wanting to talk for a while or he was just like, no, I just needed to know. And I was like, all right, cool. But I got some guests that I'm hoping to come on in the near future that I'm really excited about. I like talking to everybody though. I don't care. Like, I just like talking about music and with you screen printing stuff. Like, you know, oh, that's what I was going to tell you. Did you know how this like record shop and channel even came about, bro?
Yeah. What's up?
comic book shop, dude.
Oh yeah.
I
heard you mention that on one of the videos. That's fucking cool, bro. Like that's my biggest collection is my comic book collection, dude.
So
like,
you still have comic books?
Yeah. So if you, I did it with yours because I sent you in your package like multiple things, like some tapes and shit. But like,
I actually have them right here next to me, oddly enough.
When people order like just a single shirt from me, I like fold the shirt around a comic book and send it out. Like I've got so many fucking comic books, bro. So like you get a free comic book with every shirt for sure.
That's dope. The only reason I don't have my collection anymore is because the only reason I don't have my comic shop anymore is because COVID. So whenever that happened, I'm more of like if I lose the bulk of something, I usually just purge the entire whatever it is. And so when I lost my store, I was so distraught that I was like, well, I don't want to look at these comics every day and realize that my shop was 1,600 square feet. It was big. Yeah. I had a legit comic book shop.
Right.
And when I lost that place, it broke me almost, man. It was it came close to breaking me. I've lost a lot of stuff in my life, but that one hurt.
So you said that COVID fucked that all up for you?
Yeah, man. Like we were in our 3rd year of business and we were doing all right, man. And then all of a sudden I get a call from the state comptroller and the fire marshal, like, hey, you can't have customers in your building for the time being. And I'm like, well, how long is this going to last? And they're like, well, we don't really know yet. And I'm like, okay. They said 2 weeks for the time being. And I said, okay. And so in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so maybe like a month. And I thought, all right, I'll try to get on some mail order stuff and see if I can at least keep my bills paid.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it turns out that 2 weeks was like a pipe dream. A month wasn't even realistic. And I was like, oh no. And so I called the landlords and they're these like, Middle Eastern dudes that they don't care. They're not there they're not there. And it's whatever, man. You're in a business to make money. I get it.
Yeah.
But they didn't care at all that I had no way of paying my rent. And they basically threatened to lock me out and take all my stuff.
Okay.
And I'm a punk rocker, dude. Like I was like, oh, bet. And so that day, bro, like that day, I called a storage place that was down the road. And I was like, what are the biggest units that y'all have? And they were like 15 by 15 climate controlled. And I said, how many do you have? And they said, how many do you need? And I was like, 2, maybe 3. And they were like, we got 2 right next door to each other. And I was like, perfect. I'll be there in an hour. And I went down there and signed the paperwork. And like on like a Monday, I was open. And like Wednesday, my store was empty.
Oh shit, you got it moved quick.
I called all the homies, dude. Everybody that I ever did anything nice for. Hey man, I need your help, dude. I hate to do this to you, but you got a truck. I need your help, bro. All my dudes came and helped me out, man. Shout out to the homies. You know who you are. All my guys, dude.
So you still have all that stock?
Nah, bro. I sold that stuff on Instagram quick. My wife lost her job too. And so we had to feed 3 kids and pay rent. And so I went like OG, bro. I just started bulking out stuff, hitting up eBay. I had like really good stuff, dude. Yeah. I had like at one point I had like an Avengers #1. I had a stack of Spider-Man 300s that were all like 9/8. I had all the first Miles Morales. I had a stack of those, bro. I had enough stuff to where now I could buy a house. It's nauseating what I sold back 4 years ago.
Yeah,
but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, that's unfortunate with collecting shit, man. Just losing anything like that. Like, yeah, it just is what it is, man. I was married before I, to someone else, and I lost a lot of records. My first collection in that divorce, dude. And
that's wild.
I didn't want to start fucking collecting after that.
Right.
Like it was like, how do I start from nothing?
From scratch.
Yeah. So
that's why I pivoted back over to record collecting, because my comic book shop, the last like 3 months that we were open, I had started doing a record review show on YouTube on my comic book channel.
Okay.
And I was like starting to sell records at my shop. That's how all this happened. It was an accident, bro. And the way I look at it, man, and I'm kind of religious. Not everybody is. Whatever. To each their own. I look at like the universe was helping me out, and God was like, "Yo, here you go, bro. You needed this direction." Boom. And all that stuff happened to get me where I am now. I was working 7 days a week. I was working 10, 12 hours a day in that shop. Right now, I do whatever I want. I want to work, so I work, but like I can do this as my job now.
Right.
And so I'm really fortunate, but I had some records in that shop, and you know, I got a bunch of movies. I do movie content and stuff. I used to anyways. I still do. I'm still part of a podcast, but yeah, man, podcasting and content creation is, had I known that I would be even remotely good at this, I would have done this stuff 10 years ago, man. I had no idea. I was too scared to get on a camera.
Dude, and it does take something. You're charismatic on it. It's hard to be like as easy going as you are on it. Like I couldn't do it how you do it every day.
Bro, I don't even trip, dog. I don't even care.
I know, it's like you're just fucking hanging out, dude.
Bro, you know what it is that I'm just stoked to be doing it. That's really all it is. I'm excited to be doing it. I get to talk to cool people. My only issue is that I can't sit still. If you can't tell, I move around a lot. I have really bad ADHD. Outside of that, I'm chilling, dude.
Yeah,
but like
the ADHD is good, dude. You stay fucking busy and you fucking accomplish some killer shit.
I'm pretty proud of what I got going on right now, man. My portfolio is nice right now, man. My kids will be okay, I think.
Hell yeah.
I get to do a lot of cool stuff, man. I'm just excited to do it, man. That's all it is most people get up and they hate their lives, dude. Like,
yep. You know, and that's, dude, that you can't live that way. Like that's where I was at with my grocery store job I had before I quit. You know, I was wanting to kill myself every day driving into that job, man. Like I'd rather drive into a tree than have to do this shit every day. And I was doing it for my kids, but you know, my wife is like, you're so miserable. Do what you want, figure it out. And
some people are built for that, some people are not.
Yeah.
Like I've had conversations with people and they're like, man, how did you have the courage to just open up a comic book shop? I'm like, well, first off, my wife believed in me.
Right.
That's the common thread we've got. My wife said the same thing. She's like, no,
it takes that though. Like it takes someone believing in you to accomplish some shit though. I don't think it is hard to do it on your own. Like if you're just some dude that wants to open up a comic book shop or start screen printing or whatever it is, like just to do that, but you need some sort of support. I'm not saying financial support. I'm saying
no.
I'm saying like someone that believes in you.
No, dude, if I didn't have my wife to go in there every day and be like, hey, what do you think about this layout? And for her to be like, that's dope. I would get so more self-conscious. Well, that didn't make sense. I would be more self-conscious. I wouldn't have the courage that I have to talk to people the way I do. I mean, all it takes is most people is okay. Let me ask you this. I've had this conversation a lot. Punk rock is the only genre that this can exist in. This can't happen in any other genre. Some guy starts a label, starts a YouTube channel, and then just becomes something. I built this up from nothing, right? And now I'm doing tapes with the Havoc. I did stuff with Empire Down. I met you who does the artwork for this stuff. Like this all came from just talking to people. Metal, you can't do it. Rap, you can't do it. Pop music doesn't do it. So like, what is your thoughts on that? Can this happen in any other genre? Because I don't think it can.
I don't think so. I really don't. You know, I've never really been into another genre, but I have a lot of friends that are into like metal and you couldn't do this in like the metal scene. It's too we're very
pretentious.
Yeah, it's rock starry. There's something about it that with punk rock, we're more of a community. As much as we all want to do this and make money doing it and make a living off it, we all understand that that's fucking impossible and it's fucking hard. And we all support each other, dude.
Right.
It's so fucking important. All of this shit means everything to me. And that's why I'm into punk rock still. Like, I left this shit because punk rock to me was getting pretentious at one point. And I fucking took a big break and I walked away from all this shit. And I didn't talk to Bjorn for fucking years, you know? But walking away and seeing how everything else is like, no, dude, punk rock is you gotta like leave to miss what you had. And
oh yeah,
this community is everything. And I'll be poor till the day I die, but I'd rather be poor till the day I die, like doing this shit with all you guys.
100%.
You know,
dude, 1000%, dude. Like, what other community would I have been able to start a label, reach out to Justin from the Havoc just to do a podcast, we start talking on the phone one day just to touch base, and then we discover that, oh, he does screen printing. We become friendly immediately. And then we do the podcast. I mentioned I do tapes, and it's just kind of in passing. Months later, he calls me, hey, you got any interest in doing this? Dude, to me, they're like a big band, right? They're not like rock stars, but they're like they've been around a long time, bro.
Dude, you're telling me,
it was
man.
It was like honor. I felt honored that they were like, call me to ask me that, right? It was like proud. Dude, that ain't happening nowhere else, bro.
No, dude.
Ain't nobody gonna help out a dude in my position because they're helping me too. Let's make no mistake about that, dude. Like, I'm helping them, but they're helping me. So, you know, and because like, yeah, he has to do screen printing, even though they're in a band that I consider legendary. He has to have a business. I have to do a little bit of bartending. You have to do the shirts and stuff so that you can do the band. Like, that's what this is, dude. Like, it ain't about rich or poor. It's about happy. Are you happy?
Exactly.
Or are you having a bad day every day? I don't want to be, dude. $10 million wouldn't make me happy, dude.
No, dude.
Putting out 100 records will make me happy.
Absolutely. And like the relationships and the friendships.
Oh,
like you said, man, like I grew up listening to the Havoc when those same days when all I listened to was the Casualties. One of those bands I would only listen to was the Havoc.
The Havoc.
Posters on my fucking bedroom wall tacked in. And now I'm fucking gonna go out and play with them. You know, like it's fucking nuts, dude. Like this shit doesn't happen in any other genre.
Right.
Like it's completely different. It's completely different.
When I talked to David from Casualties, it was funny how many people that I know that he knows, and he was just like, "Oh man, I think we've hung out." I'm like, "Yeah, we've definitely hung out." it's because like I know people that did like Texas has got its own thing going on, man. Like you can be a band and never leave the state and be legends, and people in California won't even know who you are. Like,
yeah, that's crazy though. Is it because you're such a big state, or
it's because you can do like a 7-day tour you can do like
in Texas?
Yeah, you can do like 14 days just in Texas and still play like 8 to 10 shows.
Yeah,
and only duplicate like 1 or 2 of those. And like the people down here support their bands. Like you could be, I still hear people talk about bands from Houston that nobody I know outside of Texas knows, but to us, they're like some of the greatest bands of all time.
Okay.
Like the first album I ever released is called Grave Robbers Hell to Pay. That album is 20 years old this year, and it's still getting asked, hey, are you ever going to put that out on vinyl? Like, I still get asked that.
Okay.
And it's like, those guys, they toured a little bit, but they're not legends outside of Texas like they are here. That band, that EP is legendary, dude. Like, I don't know. It's just funny. I don't know. I love Texas, bro. We're dumb, but we're also great. Like, look, man, there's a lot of Trump nonsense happening down here, but you know, that's not the punk rock community. Dude. That's probably everywhere though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I live in like the middle of nowhere in Michigan, and it's like it's fucking country bumpkins out here, and it's whatever, dude. Like some of the coolest punks I ever met fucking came from cow towns.
Yeah, well, dude, how does that even happen? How do we all start out living in a country?
I fucking don't know, dude. But I tell you, like the first time I saw like a studded jacket and a mohawk, I was like, what the fuck is that? And
dude, what age were you when that happened?
Dude, I was at my I was probably in like middle school, like 7th grade or something like that. You know, I was at my sister's high school graduation. She was graduating and there's a punk rocker there. I'm from a fucking cow town, dude. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Turns out I'm friends with that guy now. So
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I think we all start like that. I was probably like 10 when I saw my first punk rock guy at like a Walmart in line. He had like bondage pants and a mohawk on. And I was like, I want to be like that guy. Yeah. My mom was like, sure, buddy. And like rolls her eyes. Every time I bring it up to her now, she's like, I regret taking you to that Walmart every day.
That's so, dude, that's funny. The opposite happened with me. Like when I remember I said I walked away from punk for a long time or whatever. And when I stepped away at the time, my friends, the Bad English, were going on tour with another friend of mine. And they were like, don't quit, dude. You like, fuck you, man. And they stopped to like pick me up to go on tour with them. And I was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. And my mom was like, you need to go with your friends. Like she was like, fuck the girl you're with. Like she's like, leave this shit behind, go with your friends. I just always thought my mom was fucking rad for that shit.
Dude, your mom is rad for that. My mom's cool for other reasons, but she definitely was not down with the cause, bro. Like, I mean, do you know how many punk rock records my mom literally broke in half? Like, dude, look, I love my mom, okay? She was doing it by herself. My dad was a scumbag. He was never around. So, like, she had to do what she had to do, right? Like, we're different people, but, like, I get it. I understand. Like having kids now, I get it now.
Yeah.
I'm not quite as strict as she was, but I understand, like, trying to just look out for what she believed was my best interests, you know? But,
yeah.
like, one of the guys that I knew at, like, age 5, I still know him. He owns a club down here now. He's like still a punk rock guy. He puts on all the shows down here. And like my mom found him one time, like broken into her truck, like stealing food out of it. Like she knew what was up, but she just didn't want me to be involved. Like, you know how if you don't understand punk rock, like you look at a punk rocker and you just think drug addict.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, like, all right, and that fucked up thing is like, you know, like I'm like a punk rocker, but I kind of assume that too. Like it does, like I just assume that like punks are probably drunk or drug addicts, and if they're our age, like in the 40s, I'm like they are probably recovering. They're still alive. Yeah, dude, right here, dude. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, it turns out she was right. I mean,
yeah, dude.
I did like a 12-year bid on dope. Like, I mean,
yep.
You know, like, I mean, it is what it is, bro. But like,
no, dude, it's a stereotype that's like weirdly so fucking true, bro.
People can kiss my ass with this stereotype nonsense, bro. Stereotypes exist for a reason. Now, are they all polite? Are they all going to be nice to your feelings? No. And are some of them just outright mean? Yes. But they all come from somewhere. Doesn't mean you should use them, but like, you know.
Exactly. It's like it's a stereotype, and it is what it is. Like maybe we shouldn't acknowledge all of them.
Yeah, you don't have to use it, but it's there for a reason.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
You're like dude with a mohawk and tattoos on his neck. His backpack's full of spray paint, but no, that guy would never tag something. He would never do graffiti.
No,
dude. He was doing a home project. Like
he was helping the homeless.
Make signs like. Oh, the guy with the skateboard and in the backpack full of skate wax and a camcorder. They weren't over here waxing up this handrail. Like the guy with the giant you know, what do you call the things that clip metal, like
wire cutters?
Yeah, that guy wasn't breaking into some building to steal a bunch of stuff. Like he wasn't trying to. No, dude, that guy wasn't doing that. Like the guy with all the crack in his mouth, that guy wasn't selling drugs. Like, what are we talking about?
So yeah, it was weird though. Like. So I grew up in that small town, and like I said, my mom supported this shit. Like, I luckily, like, they were cool enough. Like my house was like the haven for all the misled youth. My parents bought us booze and shit. Like,
oh no, dude.
You know, but you had to stay. You know, like my parents prevented like a lot of trouble with the law for us by giving us the ability to like get fucked up in a like contained area, and it worked, dude. I still like, this is why I'm fucking playing bass for the Havoc. I was the only person they asked that didn't have a DUI. I can get into Canada.
So shout out to Tiffany Tribby, dude. Her dad was that guy. Okay. So my mom was not, but I spent a lot of time at Tiffany's house. Okay. Because I liked hallucinogens. And you couldn't do those in my house. You had to do those at Tiffany's house. But no, dude, you want to hear a story about? Oh, dude, this is so bad. Okay. This is the kind of mom I had. Okay, so my sister's 2 years younger than me. All her friends were all cute. And I was in like, when I was 17, all her friends were 15. So I was like, yeah, what's up? Right? Some of them were 16, some of them were 17. I failed a bunch of grades, dude. Sometimes I was thinking like I was a fucking bum. So but I always had the gift of gab. I could always talk. Dude, my whole life I could do this. I talked myself out of so much trouble when I was younger. Dude, no wonder I podcast, bro. Like I can't shut up. This is the one thing people don't like about my podcast. So would you shut the hell up, let your guest say something? I'm sorry. I know it's a problem. So there's this girl named Rebecca, dude. Shout out to Rebecca. I'm not gonna say her last name. I should. So okay. She was so pretty, dude. Okay. And I was in high school. All right. Happily married man. I don't ever need to talk to Rebecca again. But when I was in high school, my mom had let my sister have her over or whatever, and she's like, "You sleep on the couch in the living room." And we had a hallway that had a door, so my mom would shut the door. And she's like, "Leave the door shut and let Kelly and Rebecca sleep in the room. You sleep on the couch." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." I didn't care. I wasn't arguing about it, but I thought this girl was really cute, and so she stayed over a bunch. And one night, I'm laying on the couch. I'm knocked out, bro. The kitchen light, bing, comes on. I'm like, dude, Kelly, turn off the light. Turns out it wasn't my sister. It was Rebecca. And I look over the couch and I'm like, oh, and I see her. She's like, oh, she's like, I'm sorry, I'm getting something to drink. And I was like, man, it's all right. I said, just turn off the light when you're done. I'm not going to go into details, but she's standing there and she's talking to me and she's wearing like this little nightgown thing, right? And she's not wearing nothing under this nightgown. And then all of a sudden she's like talking to me, leaning over the couch, and she's like, da 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 da, you know, oh yeah, I think you're cute. And I'm like, oh yeah, I think you're cute, blah 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 blah. And then she's like, you want to touch me? I'm like, yeah. I'm not gonna go through all the details. So, long story short, I got this girl on the floor, bro. Her like thing up over her, and I'm going to town, bro. Yes. Dude, my mom catches us, bro. Dude, no, it gets better, dude. So it's bad news bears, right? Like things are happening. I'm in trouble. My mom's beating the crap out of me. This girl is freaking out, crying, and like, she's crying because she's in trouble. Okay,
yeah.
I mean, she, so, I'm like, I don't know. I must have been about 17. I think that girl was 16. I was real close to moving out on my own. I was real close right before I moved in with my dad. I was 16 and she was 15. I think I was 16. She was 15, and my mom made me call her dad and tell him what we were doing, bro.
Oh, fuck that, dude.
Hey, first time I fought a grown man, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, he beat the shit out of me too.
Oh, I bet, dude. Oh, fuck.
Dude, so me and her ended up hanging out after that, though. Like, we started like...
it started like a 6-year relationship.
No, but like 6 months for sure. But one day she calls me on like a house phone, and I'm like, hey, she's like, hey, you want to come to my house for dinner? And I'm like,
fuck that.
I'm like, with your dad there? I was like, you want me to get murdered? I went, though, and her dad was like eating dinner, like just staring at me.
I was going to say, yeah, how was that, dude? He was not cool with you.
Bro, I got huge balls and no brain. I'm so dumb, bro. I went over there and like her mom was so sweet. Her mom was like, she's like, her mom basically was like, look, dude, if they're gonna do this, like, the same thing with the booze, you know, like, I want them to be in like a controlled environment using here, take these condoms, like,
be safe.
But like, you know, it never got to that point. We just like dated a little while, hung out, and like, you know, made out all the time and stuff. But like, yeah, bro, like,
that is fucking funny, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, awkward shit that happens when you're in high school, bro. Oh,
dude, I got okay. One more awkward one that's even better. Like, because it's like the opposite end of the spectrum, right? Okay, so like after that, I moved in with my dad, and so I had this girlfriend named Dina. She was so cool, man. She was just like this cool chick. She was like a grunge kid when I was like a punk kid, so we kind of like had a little in common. But you know, I'm listening to Rancid, she's listening to Pink Floyd, but we both like to get high. So like, and she was real pretty too. So like we would hang out. And so my dad would let her spend the night at my house. And my mom was like, stop letting him do all that. And I'm like, man, I'm terrified of pussy. I'm not even anywhere near that right now. I like her and I want to sleep in bed with her. Right. We just like, you know, you made out all the time, touch some boobies, you know what I'm saying? It was fun. But so this girl was like a hippie type, and I never really been a weed guy, but I'm really into my wife, but I was really into girls. Like I would do anything that the girls wanted to do. So she's like, I got Hopeless Romantic tattooed on my knuckles, bro. Like,
hell yeah, like, dude.
Bro, it fits my personality as much as it does my punk rock, you know, roots.
I love it, dude.
Bro, so my dad was like a chef, dude. Cannot believe I'm telling people this on a video. So he always had food around. And so we go outside and we smoke a joint. And I just never really smoked. So I got really baked. And so we're sitting inside, we're watching TV, and she's like, man, I'm kind of hungry. And I was like, yo, I can cook. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, my dad's a chef, so I know how to cook pretty well. And to this day, I can still cook. Like, my wife likes it when I cook. Like, so she's like, let's go get something to eat. And he had this big, giant, like, walk-in cabinet. And so we go in there, and we open it up. We're looking around. And for whatever reason, bro, as soon as I tell you what I picked up, you're going to know exactly what happened. I'm looking around, and I'm just stoned. And, like, right in front of me on a shelf, I was like, yo, you ever eat prunes? She's like, what is that? I was like, it's dried plums. And she's like, oh, I love plums. And I was like, yeah, it's like a giant raisin. And I'm like 17 or 16, so I have no idea what's fixing to happen to me, right? And so like, we take them and we take like a bottle of water and Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew and like this thing of prunes and like some Doritos, and we go sit down and we eat. But I opened this bag of prunes. I think it was a bag, and we ate like 10 of them, bro. And then we just moved on to like other food. And then we're like sitting on the couch, like just like watching TV, like stoned. And then like half an hour goes by, and I'm like, oh, I was like, oh no. And like she's like, what? And then like I fart and like it's like, bro, dude. She's like, nasty motherfucker. And bro, so I get up and I mash out, bro. I'm like running to the bathroom, right? Just like farting. Trying not to shit my pants, dude. So like I go in the bathroom, I slam the door, I drop trowel, and think about like the Dumb and Dumber where he's in the bathroom, he's like, ah! Yes! Dude. So like I'm having one of those episodes, right? Okay. So the worst part is that we were in my dad's house. The only bathroom that she knew about was the one that I was in. Well, like 5 minutes later, she gets
it happened to her.
Yeah. And like, bro, I'm in the bathroom having like this like stomach cramp attack. I've got nothing in my stomach anymore, and I'm just like, ah. She's banging on the door. I gotta take a shit. Like, I can hear her, dude. Like, just miserable, bro.
Dude, your stoned ass just basically ate laxatives with your girl, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like, oh my goodness. And back then, I was like, I was active. I was a skateboarder and stuff, right? So I drank hella water. I was very hydrated. So it did not help me to be hydrated. Like I was just
dude,
like,
you're puking,
bro,
out of your.
Yeah, dude. And like, okay, so like the last part of the story is the actual worst part. So I can tell you exactly what she was wearing that day, because it'll never leave my memory what I did to that poor girl. There was shit all over her pants, dude. Like when I got out of the bathroom, I was sweating, and she was laying on the floor crying because she had shit herself so bad.
She shit herself, bro. Dude,
bro,
that is fucked up.
And hey, not a little bit, dude. Not a little bit. Like she wore a pair of my like basketball shorts home, dude. Like it completely ruined her pants, dude. Like,
oh my gosh, that's fucking hilarious, dude. That is golden. That story's fucking golden, bro.
She had on like every time I think about this story, I think about that song "Thrift Shop" by that white rapper guy, Macklemore, because she had on like old dude plaid trousers, because back in the 90s that was what was cool.
Yeah.
But they were like tan with like brown, orange, white, and I think dark red like plaid stripes. And I just remember her being like, "I hate you, I hate you," and then like, "Take me home. I'm calling my brother."
Dude, did you guys talk at all after this?
Oh, bro, we broke up after that.
Oh,
we were together for like almost a year.
Dude, like, that was the end of it. The prunes, dude.
Yeah, dude. I blame Sunmade. That bitch wrecked my relationship.
Oh, dude, that is so funny. Dude,
bro,
I love stories like that.
I may have to clip this part out and make a short little 5-minute video about that, because, dude, I don't know that I've ever told that story on a podcast, but bro, that might be the most embarrassing day of my whole life, dude.
Oh, dude, that is some funny shit. Literally funny shit. Like, oh man, I've done some stupid shit. Like I got funny stories. I've told Jason from the Havoc this. Like we used to pull pranks back in the day.
Love pranks.
And it like we took that shit so seriously. So like on April Fools, we'd do some stupid shit. And back in the day, like I don't know, senior year in high school, one of our older friends, he was like the first friend we had that got his own house, and he had this shitty trailer, and we all knew how to get into it. And we are like, let's pull a prank on Jeremy. And he's like a dirty motherfucker. So
we all had those friends.
Oh, he was so gross. And I was like, dude, I'm going to shit in his bed as a joke, as a practical joke, and just see if he notices, because he's so fucking dirty. So I fucking we get into his house. I cut a hole in his mattress into the spring, and I poop into the mattress, bro. And then I made his bed back up, and he for weeks like didn't know what the fucking smell was, and he's banging his girlfriend on this mattress, dude. Dude, when he found out I shit in that bed,
dude, that's bad.
Yeah, dude,
that's
fucking disgusting. Oh, that's dude, he was pissed. He was real pissed. He didn't whoop my ass, but he was like, "You're never allowed in my house again." I was back,
dude. So the only time I've had a friend like that mad at me, I can't even say first names because they'll know, like people that I know will know who it is.
Yeah,
I had a homeboy who had a sister who was like bad to the bone, dude. Like she was gorgeous, but she's like 3 or 4 years younger than us. So when I was like 21, she was like 18, and so I'm hanging out at his house, and I stayed at his house all the time. Like we were like close, dude. And so I'm over there hanging out one night. I was dude. When I think about the stuff I did to people back in the day, like it wasn't that I did like illegal or like really actually mean, but like I was a scoundrel, bro. Like I did just like I was like a tomcat, bro. I did scoundrel stuff, dude. All that Stray Cat songs, those were all about me, bro. Yes. Like I was never the best looking dude, but I can talk, and I'm nice too. I'm always been nice. I don't like to be mean. That doesn't help anybody, dude. No. I'm not that guy, like the jaded tough guy. Like I'm not gonna let you beat me up or nothing, but like I'm not a tough guy. Like I'm just a regular dude. I'm a nice guy. But like I always had girls around me and stuff. But like my best friend's sister was like into me, and I didn't know. And one night I'm in the bathroom taking a leak, dude, and I come out, and she's literally standing in the hallway with her foot up on the wall. Want to go smoke a cigarette? And I was like, yeah, what's up? I was so clueless, bro. I had no idea she was hitting on me. So we're outside smoking. And she's like, da, 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 da. And so we start fooling around, dude. And then, like, you know how if you're, like, hanging with a girl, like, 30 minutes goes by in, like, the blink of an eye.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had been gone for, like, an hour. And he wasn't asleep. He was, like, watching a movie or something. We were, like, watching TV. I was like, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm gone for, like, an hour. So all of a sudden, he's like, where's his fillet? Dude, he walked in on her like, just like, bro, dude. Yeah, bro. We fist fought. Like, yeah, we fought. Oh, we fought. We're still friends. We fought though.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, man, we fought. Like, yeah. I've got stories that are so crazy that people wouldn't believe them if I told them on this podcast. So I usually don't. But I've had a friend like cut his scrotum open running from bro. Like we were robbing this dude, and like we jumped a fence and there was barbed wire over it. And he got caught on it, and it was the 90s, so he's wearing like, I was wearing shorts. He was wearing like baggy jeans.
Yeah.
And it like when he tried to jump, he missed. We had thrown like a rug over the top of it. Yeah. But it was dark. And so he ran, and he went like 10 yards the wrong way. And so he jumped over the fence. There was nothing over it. It was just barbed wire. And when he jumped on it, he like fell on it, and it it like bowed, and two of the wires crisscrossed, and they went right over his jeans. Caught the jeans, so when he fell, it like twisted, and then went, and then he just hung, and then just blood started just pouring down him, and he ran home with his balls in his hands, bro.
That's fucked, dude.
Yeah, I could go into much more detail, but I'm not going to. But like, yeah, dude, I cried, bro. I was like, oh, what's happening? I was running down the street. I was like, I thought we were going to jail. I thought he was dying. Your
homeboy's bleeding out of his nutsack, dude. Bro,
dude. Fuck. So like years later, when we talked, because we were like young when we did that, we were like, I don't even think we were 17 yet. I was still living with my mom, bro. Like we were wild back in the day. I talked to him like years later. He said that when it happened, that he went into like a dream state and was like, I didn't think it was even real, man. He's like, I thought I was like, nah, bro. And he's like running home like, this isn't really happening to me right now. And that he like blacked out. Doesn't remember
the adrenaline, dude. Something kicked it. He was in shock, dude. That's fucked up.
Dude, I mean, the only other option was to get shot by the dude we were robbing. So he wasn't supposed to be home, and he was. That's what happened. Dude, we're still in a VCR. That's how long ago this was.
And it was hot too. Like that was hot to grab a fucking
Yeah.
VCR, bro. And you know what the fucked up thing is now? I got a bunch of VHS tapes still, and I went on eBay to look for a VCR, dude. They're expensive as fuck now.
For a good one,
'Cause
yeah. I'm in that
that
industry.
physical media, dude. It's all coming back
Dude,
now.
you like horror movies, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's what I got.
Dude,
All
check this
fucking
out.
bunch of
I can still hear you.
yeah, yeah, dude. I got a bunch of that's where all my tapes are. They're all horror movies, and I was like, I don't have a VCR. I still don't have a VCR, but
Let's see here. Check these out, dude. These are like my favorite movie's Terrifier, but I don't have a lot of VHS tapes, but I got The Void on VHS.
Dude, that's sick.
I have a big box Terrifier 1.
Dude, that is badass.
Big box Terrifier 2 signed by David.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
Where'd
I got
you
video
get
footage.
Those, dude. Those look sick.
A company that makes them, dude. Okay, so at my shop, I have some. I can't give them to you because they're really, really scarce. But if that's something that interests you, I'll send you a couple of photos. I'll give them to you like at what I paid for them.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a couple I'd be willing to do that with if you want. If you're interested in something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. You know I'm a fucking collector, dude. Especially
right.
shit like that's very up my alley. So.
Well, that's the only stuff like. Check these out. These I don't have extras. I have extras of these, but they're really expensive. So if somebody was to want them, I could sell them to them, but they're pricey.
Oh damn, dude.
These are licensed too. They're licensed legit. The two I have at the shop aren't signed, but they only made like I think 100 of each of them. Maybe
dude,
not even that
gotta
many.
be limited, dude.
Yeah,
That's
they're super
sick
limited.
that people are doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, the world out there with like creative just like physical media is it's ever expanding.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's like come back so hard in that records are definitely here to stay and shit like that again. It's crazy though. Like I know a lot of people that produce records, you know, putting records out on labels are kind of like, fuck, dude, those plants are so busy though. They get backed up and shit like that.
That's the hard thing right now is vinyl is expensive, but it's also hard to get. Like it takes a while.
Right.
I'm looking for something specific. Oh, dude, what? Check this out. You ever seen that?
No. That is fucking badass, dude.
I don't know how many of these exist.
Whoa.
But it's not a lot. Like,
dude.
When I get done here, I'm gonna go check and see if I have.
If you have one of those, I will buy it off you.
Okay,
for sure.
Honestly, dude, I think I might have one on orange that I would be willing to part ways with.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Because Richard is my dog, bro. So like the fact that you're like know them, I love that guy, man. He's a good dude. Ryan, you know Ryan with Liberty and Justice?
No, so I pretty much know Richard through Bjorn. Like, I know that whole band through Bjorn. Yeah,
that makes sense. Ryan is also a very close friend of mine. Been for a long time. Beautiful people, man. I love those guys, Richard and Ryan. It's funny too because I hang out with a bunch of skinheads, and I've just never been a skinhead. But the older I get, the more I like oi music. It speaks to me differently.
Yeah, I've always loved oi music, and I've like growing up, I kind of leaned more towards liking like oi over street punk and stuff like that. But I was always like more into like punk rock fashion and stuff like that. And I'm not like a big fucking tough guy, so.
Dude, you kind of have to be if you're going to be a skinhead.
Yeah. Our friend, like all the punks had big skinhead friends where we came from that protected us from, you know, we run our mouths and they fight for us.
I was like I was like an in-betweener. Like I was always down. I was always fighting when I was younger, bro. I got in a lot. I've been hurt a bunch too, though.
Yeah, I've got my ass kicked a lot. You know, like I run my mouth more than I should. And not now, but when I was younger, and it never really ended well unless I had like a big skinhead friend with me or something.
Well, back in the day, like I was part of a crew down here in Houston, man, and like I was quick to throw hands, bro. I didn't care. I was like, I'm not a big guy, but like I just was not really. Doesn't concern me, dude. I'm not worried about getting punched in the face. Like I'm really nice, but like I hate bullies, bro. I can't stand bullies, and so anybody that would behave like that, I would have a problem with them. So
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of appreciate a dude that fights with that kind of mentality. Honestly.
And, I mean, I've had my ass handed to me. Let's not trip here, dude. I've had my ass kicked, dude. I've been stabbed once. I've had some bad stuff happen. But I've also protected some people, man. I mean, there's a lot of people that like yeah, man. I had one dude do like a Nazi salute to me once. We whooped his ass. I was not okay.
Why?
Bro, I think he was drunk, man, but like I hung out with a bunch of like hardcore kids that were all poor.
Yeah.
And so they just shaved their heads. They didn't have no money, bro.
Okay, yeah.
And so I had on like a hat, and two of my buddies had like shaved heads. But they were wearing like, I think one was wearing like an Integrity shirt, one was wearing a local band shirt. But we were just outside getting ready for a show, and this dude walks by, does that, and we all three look at each other and we're like, is that really happening right now? Yeah. And I said, say, man, did you mean what I think you meant by that? And he's like, yeah, brother. And I was like, oh, dude, not your brother. No. And he was like, then he said some nonsense. And I was like, bro, you come within arm's reach, man. And I started laughing, and I didn't think he would. And I turned around, he was right next to me. I just boop, hit him. And then my buddies grabbed him. We left him on the hood of a truck. Like, yeah, he was, he was beat up pretty good.
Unfortunately, that is a weird thing that fucking like, happens alongside like punk rock and like
it's weird, bro. I don't understand it, man.
It really is.
Have you seen that movie Green Room?
Dude, my buddy that I used to work with at the grocery store let me borrow that a few weeks ago. Dude, what the fuck? Great movie. Yeah. Fucked up though. Like,
bro, but it's so good. Patrick Stewart, I was surprised he did that.
It's solidly made, and it's like it got some like sick practical effects that you'd like see in a fucking horror movie.
I think that is a horror movie.
See, like it's weird because it's like kind of that cross between like a fucking horror movie and like American History X or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Which is fucking cool as shit, dude. Like I really love that movie. It was way cooler than I thought it was going to be.
What about, okay, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about these two movies being in my horror section? Predator, because to me, it's just like a slasher.
Yeah, I could see that.
And Jurassic Park.
Ooh, that's odd.
Go back and rewatch that.
Predator, I definitely, like, I would throw that in my horror section, you know, for sure. Jurassic Park, really?
Dude, first off, I have watched a lot of horror movies with my kids.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible parent. But
no, dude.
Jurassic Park has scared them more than most of the horror movies we've watched. Think about it, bro. It's terrifying. It's all set in the dark. There's rain everywhere. There's giant monsters trying to eat these people. They're running from velociraptors. It may as well be a monster movie.
It is you're right. And I would think, especially for like a like 12 and low, like for sure, that's a scary movie. My mom took me to that in the theater when it came out, and it scared the shit out of me. It's like one of my earliest memories was seeing that shit, and it frightened the fuck out of me. So you're right. It's kind of like a fucking like Godzilla monster movie.
Yeah.
Made very well. Like that movie still, I think, holds up. Like
it's so good.
It's because they didn't really use CGI. It was all like a lot of robotics,
a lot of robotics, and then minimal computer help.
Yeah,
minimal.
And I think that's why it like kind of like if you go back and watch like an original cut of Terminator 2 or something, you're like, oh fuck, dude, this did not age well. Like,
no, dude, Terminator 2 holds up great.
Oh, I still love the movie. The effects are shit though.
No, they're not. Go watch the Terminator 2 Blu-ray. What's it called? What was the company that was doing all the stuff in that movie? It was called oh man, hold on. It's a specific edition of the Blu-ray. T2 Blu-ray. Let's see, what's it called? It's called the something edition. Skynet edition.
Okay.
Go watch the Terminator 2 Skynet edition Blu-ray on a good TV and tell me that doesn't hold up. You'll be surprised.
All right.
You'll be shocked. Now, part of it is that the subject matter is this chromium dude, so it does look a little weird, but it wouldn't look any better now. They did they did a great job with that movie. But there's a ton of movies that your point is very valid though. There's like 99.999% of them are like that. They look terrible.
Like The Abyss, like that's like one of my favorite movies, dude.
That's a good movie.
Those effects like don't hold up. I mean, I still like them because it's like nostalgic to me.
You know they're fixing to do like a remastered 4K version of that. I'm kind of excited to see how that looks.
I did not know that. That'd be fucking dope. I love that movie.
Yeah, James Cameron finally getting off his butt and doing some stuff with his classic stuff.
Hell yeah.
They're doing True Lies is coming.
Yeah, dude, I've seen some like cool like alternate artwork for True Lies out there, like floating around, and I figured something was happening with that.
Yeah, and so it's like so is The Abyss.
Okay,
I like that you like movies, bro. That stuff I know a lot about movies too.
Yeah,
I got some.
I'm
cool
a pop
stuff,
culture fucking idiot.
Dude,
you know, like
that's what punk rock talks about. We talk about politics or pop culture.
Yeah. That's all I really got.
What are some of your favorite records that you own, or favorite? Let's say favorite, like just tapes, records, whatever. Like some of your favorite stuff that you own. Sorry, I'm messing with my face, but my nose is like uber dry.
Dude. Yeah, I get it. Like I don't know, like one of the coolest records I own, like sought after, is like I got the original press of the like Oi the album record.
Oh wow!
And I paid some like good money for that off Discogs, but like that's like one of my prize records that I have. Like I didn't even, it was sealed when I got it. It was still sealed.
You opened it?
Dude, this is funny. It'll bring it back to that story. The first punk rocker I saw when I was a kid, I opened that record with him.
Okay, that's worth it though. I like that.
Okay. We hung out one day and I was like, I got something special I want to do with you, dude. And we had some beers and opened up a sealed copy of Oi the album and put it on. So the dude that like is essentially like, you know, the reason I'm a punk, I opened that with him.
That makes me happy, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That beats my thing. That's cool.
Yeah. What's yours?
I got a couple, man. I got a couple I'm going to show you, and then I got a couple I'll tell you about because they're not within arm's reach. But I got a first press sealed copy of Out Come the Wolves that I'm pretty proud of. That's my favorite album of all time, my favorite band of all time. And then I also have a sealed copy of that Tim Time Bomb and Friends. And if you know anything about that, I'm sure you know how much I had to pay to get that.
Yeah. I didn't. How many did they release of that? Because
I think 50 of each color, and there's 3 colors. To my understanding, there's like not a lot.
Because I didn't think they were doing a lot with that. Like that was
it was like I think he had control over all that, and it was a record store day exclusive, if I understand it correctly. And they did like 50 in the US, 50 in Europe, and 50 in Asia, if I understand it correctly.
Dude, and you got it?
Yeah, I got it. I think I have the gold one, and it's I don't know because it's not open. I'm not going to open it. Like, here's the thing: if I was ever to hang out with Lars or Tim, I would open it to play with them.
Right, you have to be like sentimental,
But I would film that. Like, I would film that.
Yeah.
Like if my son grows up and gets married and wants to listen to that on his wedding day, I'm cracking it open and listening. to it.
Yeah. It's like opening up a fine wine or something. Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm not interested in playing that record. But here's the 3 tapes that I've got that are like my favorite tapes. Well, actually 4. Hold on. There's one more that's like pretty cool. I don't know how you feel about these dudes, but I got a copy of Summertime Skinhead from Conservative Military Image.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking rocking, dude. That band fucking, that's a killer band.
There we go. Come on, this camera hates not being in my face. Like if I don't have this, there it is. If I have to cover my face in order to do this, but this tape,
that's sick,
was a lot of money.
How much was that?
$129.99 plus tax and shipping.
Oh, that's pretty penny, bro.
Yeah. That Tim Armstrong album was a lot more than that.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
So this one wasn't crazy expensive, but I finally got an original copy of Let's Face It.
Sick.
Yeah, dude.
Sick.
And then the other 2 are ska tapes as well, oddly enough. Wait till you see the last one. You're gonna shit. At least I think you will. You might not give a shit, but I got an original copy of Destruction by Definition.
Yeah, that's fucking badass, dude.
That was $80, bro.
Oh, whoa.
These original tapes,
but original, dude. Yeah, and again, like that shit's all coming. Like tapes are hot, dude. Like OG tapes now are fucking real hot. Dude, that on that Boss Tones, I want to ask you: have you listened to the Defiant record?
Oh, I love that album. I had half those dudes on my show.
They're so fucking good.
I had Pete Parada, I had Joey Briggs, and who else did I have on? I had Pete and Joey and somebody else from that band on my show. I've been trying to get Johnny Rio because he lives in Houston. I've been trying to get that fool on the show, but he's busy, man.
Yeah, you ever heard Joey's cool as fuck.
Oh, come on, man.
Was that Career Criminal? No, I feel like I've heard the name. I don't know.
This is Richard's band before he was in Bullshit Detective.
That's how I know it. I'm like, I can see the fucking like logo or something. Okay.
They had that shirt that said Roid Rage Skins.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, okay. I love that shit. All the skinheads doing like the did you see, I think it's conservative military image. They have like the vanilla muffin shirt. It's like the knockoff of the drug is football. It's like the drug is anabolic. It's fucking hilarious.
So, man, I love that stuff. If I lifted weights enough, I would definitely do steroids.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is part A of the A and B set I'm going to show you. I have a pre-barcode copy. You know what that is?
It's on lookout. What do you got? Oh shit!
Pre-barcode. This tape was from 1990. All right, you could tell by the no barcode and the clear cassette shell. But this tape was from 1989.
Oh shit!
This is the original tape.
That's like fucking. Is that no label?
No label. This is Lookout before they had any label.
That is so sick.
Yeah, this is my prized tape, like period, hands down.
Yeah,
it wasn't as much as that. It was $100, but it was maybe it was. I think it was 60.
That'd be more, dude.
Maybe more than that.
That'd be more. Holy shit!
I wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't sell it for $500, bro. So,
right? Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It's valued at what you would, like what you value it at. That's
right.
That's nuts. The most I've ever spent on a record was like $250.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a punk rock record, just like another band I'm really into outside of punk. And I needed like the first album, dude. And I shit you not, I got the record, and like a month after I got it, they reissued it, bro. And I could have bought it for like $25. And I just dropped $250 on it. But I mean, I have the original. Like I've got
I still think I'd rather have the original, but it might have dropped it to a reasonable price.
Oh yeah, I bet it did. Yeah, it sucked, dude.
Dude, I have almost everything that conservative military image has put out, bro. You should see the amount of money that I've got sitting in that little box, bro. Check this out, bro. Tell me if you could find one of these online. Good luck.
Yeah, dude. How did you even get that?
From the band. I've had Adam on the show twice.
So okay, so you're boys with these guys. So
we're friendly, man. And I've had Chris, the guitar player, on here. So when I went and saw him in Austin, they had 3 of these. I was like, "Can I buy all of them?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, cool." I was going to give one away, and then the guy that I was going to give it to ended up with one somehow. I just sold this today. Yeah. If I told you how much I made on this, you would probably punch me, dude. I couldn't believe somebody paid $185.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Basically, I'm going to use that money to buy one of my grills. Like I'm basically just trading it up.
That's insane. Like I've got some records like doubles that I'm sitting on that I'll probably I'll unload at some point. Like, Marco from No Front Teeth, the dude in Digital Malaria, like I buy like 2 or 3 of everything he releases. So
that's awesome.
I've got some shit that's like pretty sought after, with like Jay Retard on it that is like I could sell right now for some big money, but I'm gonna hold on to it for a while.
Record collecting's fun, but it gets stupid sometimes.
Yeah, like it does. Like sometimes,
but I love it, man.
Sometimes I tell myself I want to stop, bro, but I just can't seem to do it.
I've tried to stop a couple of times. It's impossible. I bought that Tim Armstrong album. It's like a 3 LP thing, Yeah. I bought it. I sold a bunch of as a matter of fact, I sold some comic books to get that. And I paid like $542 for it with shipping. And people were like, "Dude, you're crazy. That thing is not worth that much money." And then the other day I went on there just to look on Discogs, and there was like one, and it was $1,000. And I was like, I'm pretty happy that I have this.
Right.
Like, I want to get a second copy eventually so I can play one. I gotta play it, man. I want to play it so bad.
Yeah, like, man, I just like, I don't have anything that's probably worth that much, but maybe at some point it might be. And
that's the only one I got, bro.
Yeah, like, but I got some like gems for sure, and but I won't let go of anything right now. I've like gifted some shit away that I had doubles to like Kurt from Dismantled. He's like one of my best boys, dude. Like I'll gift him some shit if I have doubles, but like
that's the way to do it though. That's the way to do it.
Other than that, like dude, I'd have my original record collection, man. Because I would just buy anything that I would see like at a used record store. Like, so I had doubles of like Thin Lizzy and shit like that. And I'd be handing out records to my boy, get all drunk with my friends, and they'd leave with fucking a stack of records because I would just buy doubles all the time.
My buddy Chris does that.
It's nice. He always sit on it.
It's awesome. Dude. It's awesome to be able to give your friends something cool. Like, I love giving my friends stuff that's cool. Like, did you see that Dylan Disaster record where I did the alternative cover?
No.
Oh shit, dude. Hold on. I think I have it right here. So I did the Dylan Disaster record. Like I was a co-release, with my label, whatever.
Yeah.
So he did it with this cover.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I did this where I screened the truck on there myself.
That's
so sick. There's only like 2 or 3 of these floating around.
Dude, that's the best way, dude. You screened it too. I fucking love that.
Got artist proof. It's got my Knife Crime logo on there, which the other ones, there's going to be 31 of them total.
I love that you do that 31.
Yeah, but this is going to be one of only 2 that have the green truck on it. And I was going to give this away on the channel or something, I think.
Yeah, that's solid.
Just to do something cool for somebody. If my label ever pops off, this will be valuable.
Yeah, dude. So like that's Marco does weird shit like that. You should talk to that dude from No Front Teeth, the dude from Digital Malaria. Follow him on Instagram.
I definitely will.
He does with his label all sorts of like weird one-off shit, So he'll
love that.
do like the main release, but like that Orphan Train tape he did like 60 black on black construction paper and then like 30 on like that translucent white. Like he does weird shit like that. Always weird packaging, screen printed. I love shit like that. And I love that you do like that. Like I've got your tapes. It comes with a card. Like I love anything that's special that I know.
Everything I do is going to be like that.
Yeah. Like how you're explaining it, it has like that same vibe. Like I love that when it has like meaning behind it. It's not just some like mass produced, like I'm not going to call anything mass produced garbage, but you know what I mean? Like there's thought behind it. There's real thought that goes into this shit. And like that brings it back to that whole punk rock community. It's less money, more thought, it's
right.
More about like what this shit means to us and it being special and trying to keep it special.
I mean, at the end of the day, like when I stop doing this, like what do I want to leave behind? The fact that I made $2 million, or do I want to leave behind the fact that I made 40 bands have the opportunity to have something on physical media? Like I would so much rather do that.
Yeah, dude.
Like
there's really nothing better like that. That's a legacy that I don't know. I'd be proud of. Like
I'm already proud, and we've only done 9 releases. I'm like super proud of this.
You're fucking pumping them up fast, dude.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, honestly, but I don't like to sit still, so it's
that's
evident
good
in my everyday life, and also my label and my channel and all that stuff.
Absolutely, dude. You're fucking crushing it, man.
Man, I appreciate that. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna have to bounce out of here in a minute.
Yeah.
I hope you had fun doing this. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. It's always cool talking to you, man.
I vote that we do this again one day, maybe after the summer or something in the fall.
Yeah, I'm always around. Fucking.
When is the tour happening?
Dude, so I think we're kicking it off July 3rd in Southern California. No, there's not a venue solidified for that date yet, but everything else is solidified, and we will have a venue for that one.
You'll have all the tapes and stuff before then too. So how about after the tour we get back on here and talk tour?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be cool as fuck.
Yes, sir. Is there any bands you want to shout out or anything you want to talk about before we go?
Dude, just the dudes from Oil Change, Matt and Brittany, the other 2 in that band, they've got some shit they're working on right now. It's nothing released yet, but just keep your eye out. It's called Reckless Rhythms. It's fucking good. I've heard the shit. Like they sent me it. It's amazing. It's fucking catchy, dude. Sing along.
What is it like? Is it punk?
It's along the lines of like Oil Change, but a little bit more rock and roll to it, but still like that same anthematic. Every song's a sing along, you know.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's really good, and I'm really stoked for those guys and what they're doing with that. And their first show is in July 1st. I booked that one. It's with the Menstrual Tramps in Grand Rapids. And,
what a great name.
And I'm leaving the day after that show to go start the Havoc tour. So
hell yeah, that's awesome. Dude, I'm excited. I'm glad to know you, man. And I'm looking forward to working with you more in the future and talking with you again.
Absolutely, man. Good being on the show.
Absolutely, man. Dude, go check out Vertex, Bootlegs. Go check out Sean's stuff, his artwork, whatever music he's doing. Go check the Havoc out when they hit tour, if they come in anywhere near you. Is it okay? Where's the tour going again? I just posted a flyer. I should know this.
Yeah, dude. So like California, Utah, Denver,
dude,
New Mexico. Then we're hitting like 4 cities in Canada. I think we're ending in Montreal. So
awesome.
It's gonna be fucking sick.
Hopefully I'll be down in Texas one of these days. But either way, man, go check out the Havoc. Go check out Digital Malaria. Dude, I like that music quite a bit, man.
Yeah, when I get the tapes in, I'll send you one for sure.
Let's go, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm very excited about that. If you come across the number 31 ever, let me know.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if they're all hand numbered.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know yet, man. Marco's getting them and he'll send them over. So
dude, last thing before I go, you know what I got in the mail today? I'm waiting to open it. Is I got another print from Tim Armstrong. I started collecting that stuff, dude. They're not cheap, but like they have really high resale value. So if you ever get one you're just not happy with or you don't have the space for it anymore, you can resell it.
Yeah, yeah.
That guy's artwork is inspiring, man. Like,
are you gonna open it on the channel?
Probably.
Do it. Yeah, I like that you do those like your hauls and shit.
Yeah, whatever.
That's just good content. I love that.
Dude, I'm doing another record haul one in like probably a couple of days because it's almost May. So I got a stack of stuff. Some of it's stuff people have already seen, but you know, whatever, man. It's fun.
No, dude, I love that shit. It's
awesome,
like
dude.
Fucking Kid on Christmas. Love that shit.
Dude, it really is, dude. I love talking about it too and showing people. I like to do it because you can show people what you're picking up. So people go, oh, I never heard that. And they might go listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same
reason I like post the records on Instagram. Like, go check this band out, dude. They're fucking sick.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. Well, man, I'm gonna go grab some food, dude. Have an awesome day. Let me know if you need anything from me. Otherwise, everybody, like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that shit, man. We'll see y'all next time on the Punk Rock Review Podcast.
Cheers.
Peace.
All right.